thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I wanted to address something that was actually not on the agenda or any agenda today. That is the Port Authority bus terminal. I work for Tri-State Transportation Campaign. We're a nonprofit transportation policy organization. We concentrate in downstate New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and I am a New Jersey advocate. We've been following the issue of the Port Authority bus terminal for several years now, and I was most recently, I come to all the meetings, and I was at the July hearing, the Committee on Capital Planning and Execution, and there was a fantastic dialogue regarding the concerns at the Port Authority bus terminal. And Vice Chairman Meckler, you were very astute with your observations at what needs to get done, and discussing the additional $90 million, and that was presented at last meeting. But what was not presented was the continued dialogue regarding the bus garage and also about Galvin. I was hoping to hear an update on the FTA grant and whether or not that was that had gone through, and where we were with capital planning, because there was mention that that grant was not guaranteed, so that there needs to be a continued dialogue on funding sources, and I was interested in hearing how that dialogue was going on and what the update was for the public. In addition, there was, I have the transcripts from that meeting in front of me. Don't worry, this is not my testimony. There was a dialogue between Commissioner Lipper and Vice Chair Beckler and Commissioner Linford about moving forward with putting on the October agenda the bus garage. And Commissioner Lipper, you had said that if we didn't put it on the agenda, then that wasn't a real commitment. And I'm paraphrasing what you said. I'll be direct. That from the day that we approved this in the capital plan, we find the money by taking money from other projects or finding additional income to support bonding. We will then go forward with this, become a real project, and everything will fit into context. So I strongly recommend we put on the agenda for October. There was additional dialogue, and finally it ended with Chairman Degman saying that it would be on the October agenda, and it was not. So I'm hoping that perhaps we'll have an update on this next committee hearing.
Christine, perfect.
CHEKPEDS is an advocacy organization for traffic safety on the west side. I'm also the chair of Community Board 4 on the west side, where the Port Authority bus terminal is located. We urge you to make the construction of a bus annex garage a very high priority in your capital plan, to include it in the capital plan, and to formulate a long-term plan to accommodate the expected growth in bus commuting. While the master plan of the Port Authority is developing, is taking shape, we are concerned that the construction is delayed because I understand the FTA loan or grant didn't come through, and some other land acquisition was pushed back. And I think we have to be really dedicated to this project, and it cannot be dependent on whether or not we are getting grants or whether or not we are selling little parcels of land. It needs to be part of the plan. We applaud the Port Authority plan, operational changes that have helped us improve the condition about 90 minutes of the day. So for 90 minutes of the day, instead of having bus queuing on 10th Avenue, they don't. But now we hope it's going to get better even further than that. And then we appreciate the operational allocation of funds, but only 18 million of that is going to go to access and streets. The rest is going to go to internal. So 18 million is a drop in the bucket. It's not going to get us anywhere, especially when we have 8,000 buses every day overflowing in our streets, and the commuters are waiting 40 minutes for a trip of 10 minutes. CHEKPEDS and Community Board have requested the construction of a bus garage since 2005. The situation has reached a crisis proportion. There are more people traveling by bus than by path and New Jersey Transit Rail. So this is way more important, and more than by LaGuardia, by the way, I should tell you. The traffic has grown 23% in 10 years. And every afternoon there is an 11 miles queue of buses going all the way to New Jersey, waiting to come in the bus terminal. That line uses 50% of the capacity of the inbound New Jersey tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, in the evening, in the afternoon. So I will skip over the rest of my testimony, but that construction of a bus garage cannot wait anymore. It is critical, and we also need a long-ranging plan to look at how do we accommodate for the growth, because the bus garage is going to be the first step in the long process, and we need a plan for that. So thank you for making it a priority and for putting it in the capital plan. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Two speakers who had registered to speak who weren't here when I called upon them have arrived, so we'll end the comment period for a couple more speakers. Julie Garcia. Okay. I was told he had arrived, or she. Okay. Commissioner Jacob. Okay, that concludes the public part of this event. One point of clarification. I believe, Commissioner Lipper, that what you were referring to in July was the fact that with respect to the bus terminal, we were expressing our intent to allocate additional funds to the bus terminal, but until offsets were identified in the capital plan, we deferred an actual resolution on it. You had expressed the hope that that would be done by the October meeting. In fact, it was done in the September meeting. There is $90 million now authorized for improved commutation program, the bus terminal.
I think what the speakers were referring to, you had just come aboard, there was an ongoing debate about building a new bus terminal and a new garage. And that intention is still a priority of myself, and I believe a majority of the board. We postponed consideration of it until we get the bus master plan, which I gather is due in February, so we could consider it in context of a specific outline or plan by experts as to what might be necessary. But the full intention is, once that master plan is in hand, is to determine what portions, at least my approach will be to take certain portions of the existing capital budget and to make the bus terminal a priority and try to find new revenues from other sources as well as eliminating less important priorities. So it's just postponed until we get the official document, but it's certainly, I know Vice Chairman Reckler agrees with this, and it's just a temporary postponement until documentation arrives, and then that will definitely be an ongoing discussion in 2015.
But just to reiterate that these bus terminal master plans, a comprehensive master plan, taking into account not only the bus terminal but the traffic patterns and congestion that goes along the way, the parking, etc. And so it'd be irresponsible for us to try to make an assessment as to what we would do without having that comprehensive master plan in place, because we couldn't even tell what the capital that would be required without understanding the scope of the work that would be there. So I think the commitment that was made in July, and we met again in executive session in September, is that we recognize the need to address the bus terminal and the congestion on the streets and the congestions related to the bus traffic that comes in and out of the city and needs to be a priority. And that once we have the benefit of the master plan, we will then reevaluate our capital plan to determine the best way to fund that. So there's no diminishment of our commitment to that and recognition of its importance.
And I will commit to putting on the agenda the first available public Port Authority meeting after delivery of the master presentation, so that you're aware of what's in it, and I'm expecting to as well. So appreciate your comment. I, by the way, believe that just from an operational point of view, will be additional steps taken by the Port Authority bus terminal management to try to reduce congestion even more. We're very well aware of that problem, and I think there's this point, I'm going to